Hey everyone, it's Carlo. Just wanted to remind you to give us a like on Facebook at the Designated Drinkers Podcast, follow us on Twitter at the Designated D, and write us a review on iTunes or anywhere you're listening to the podcast. And you can always send us an email at designated.pod@gmail.com. And remember, keep on drinking.
Welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
It's so good I want to come.
I'm a little fat girl.
Music make me freak out. I need a club hype, getting ready for the let out. Temperature rising, feeling better when I step out. Rump shaking, body aching, everybody check it out. See, I raise the roof, is the mother effer burn. People flipping out crazy, I just let them twist and turn.
Hey guys, welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast. My name is Carlo.
Angelo.
Nick.
Tom.
And we have a temporary guest for a minute.
Ashley.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Ashley! It's into the mic. I did it.
Great. Hey, welcome to the show. What's up? How's everybody doing?
Not bad.
Good, living the motherfucking dream.
Jesus
Mr.
Christ, are you guys
over
fucking
here?
dead
No,
or
he's
something?
still over here depressed about his fucking Huffy.
Your Huffy bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about his bike last episode. But anyways,
Got stolen.
We actually have a lot of shit to talk about today. So I kind of just want to get started on the topics.
Yeah, since the last podcast was just us absolutely just bullshitting.
Yes.
It had no theme or anything like that. Let's jump right into
This
it.
one I kind of want to talk about shit. So what I want to talk about is the issue 1. Issue 1 was one of the things I wanted to talk about. That fucking dumb thing that you smoke, Nick. What's it called?
The Jewel.
I want to talk about the Juul as another thing, because of some of the practices that they're doing, and the backlash, and the people that are going behind them and stuff like that, and maybe a couple other things that I can't think of right now. But issue 1 for a lot of people, the elections just passed, and you guys know already. We record this. We record more than one episode at a time. So what we're doing now is we're talking about the elections just passed a couple of days ago, technically, like 5 days ago, 4 days ago.
About a week ago.
About a week ago. Anyways, so we're going to talk about that. Issue 1 is an issue, if anybody can pull it up for me. Any of you? No?
So in Ohio, at least, because I'm sure there's issue 1s all over the U.S. that are vastly different. Issue 1 was stemming around drug usage and drug possession, and whether you should have different jail sentences, whether it should be a felony versus a misdemeanor, whether there should be increased time, like increased or decreased sentences for drug-related crimes. So that was the main thing that issue 1 was revolving around drugs and how we prosecute people, how we sentence people based on drug crimes.
So here, I pulled it up real quick. Issue 1 is a drug criminal justice policy initiative. A yes vote supported this constitutional amendment to it. So make offenses related to drug possession and use no more than misdemeanors. Prohibit courts from ordering persons on probation for felonies be sent to prison for non-criminal probation violations. Create a sentence. God damn it! Whose phone is near things? Hey, get your vape maybe. I don't know. It stopped beeping now.
Might be mine.
Moved his phone.
That might be it. Create a sentence credits program for inmates' participation in rehabilitative work or educational programs, and require the state to spend savings due to a reduction of inmate resulting from issue 1 on drug treatment, crime victim, and rehabilitation programs.
So exactly what I just said.
So yeah, and then a no vote: make offenses related to drug possessions and use no more than misdemeanors. Prohibit courts from ordering persons on probations for felonies be sent to prison. I know. Yeah, this is different, I guess.
So a no vote would be the exact
Oppose
opposite
the amendment.
of the yes vote.
It opposed it. So either way, so we wanted to talk about that, and Ashley and I were arguing profoundly on this, and that's why she is on that as a temporary guest, because she greatly disagreed with the issue. I agreed that nonviolent offenses and things along those lines, you're hurting yourself. You're not hurting me. So I thought it should have been more of a misdemeanor than a felony, and I think people that are in prison could be wasting less of our tax dollars by not being in prison. So that was my kind of take on it, and I don't want to go too deep in it yet. But what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Here's my question. Are we ready to debate?
Oh, I want to debate.
Yes.
Let's. All right. So let's get. I would say let's get Tom and Nick their opinions, because I think me and Ashley are going to go at this.
Sounds good.
Or Ashley and I, if you're a proper English-speaking folk.
I think that personally, if you're carrying a certain amount that's considered trafficking, I think that you should still go to jail for it. But I think that if you're carrying enough for personal use, I don't see an issue with it, unless it's like something besides like marijuana. Well, more like heroin. If it's heroin, I think that you should go to jail.
Why?
Why?
Oh,
Because you
really?
Hold on. So you think that them being in jail is wasting tax money? What about all the tax money that we're paying for them to be using Narcan over and over and over again?
Yeah, that's a good point. I just think that, how do I put it into words?
You say them.
Can you get closer when you say
I think that
You say them.
drugs are bad. Okay. No.
That's how I was going to start mine. I'm so upset
What
at
you-
you.
Like, yes, a non-violent offender technically is just a drug user that would end up going to jail and being treated with the same type of punishment that a rapist or a murderer would get. Even though they might have a lesser sentence or anything, they all have to go to the same farm, essentially. But when you think about the non-violent offenders, they're just the end user of a whole lot of violent offenders. The drug dealers, the gangs, the transporters, all of them are the non-violent offenders are the reason that those people have jobs. So if you put away the buyers in prison, you take away the money supply from the vendor, essentially. Supposedly.
Are you saying let's imprison people so that the people that are doing the bad stuff don't make money?
Well, they'd have to find another way to do money.
Yeah, make
Like
other
get a
people
fucking
addicted to their
job.
drugs.
Hmm?
Like make other people addicted to their drugs.
Well,
It's
how would
just
you
a
do
cycle.
that if the people that aren't doing drugs...
So I think when we're looking at this issue, it's more to me at least. It's more along the lines of first of all, prisons are overpopulated as they are now, right? So let's lower that, right? Because some people really don't need to be in prison for nonviolent offenses. Yeah, you have a little bit of weed on you. You shouldn't be going to prison for 6 months.
It's against the law. It's against the fucking law.
That's what we're
But
trying to change the law.
Actually, the thing is they're legalizing it in
Way too
all
many states.
different
But it
states.
doesn't matter.
Way too many states.
Well, I'm saying like way too many for it to be still considered
Oh, I thought that
federally illegal.
I think there's about 30 states that have legalized
But
weed.
are
Exactly.
they all? Are they all the states? No.
Well, it's 2/3.
It doesn't matter. It's still not all.
Carlo, you married a Republican.
I did.
No, I'm not. What the fuck? I'm not. You're not even.
She
from
wants
this
to
country,
kick me
bitch.
out of this country.
I've been trying to build a wall for years myself. Like.
You're
Just
married
kidding.
now. She just built a wall on blowjobs.
Anyway, I just think that there's got to be a better way to do it. Even though the war on drugs is a completely failed project, there's got to be a better way. Why don't they just find the dealers and just
fucking
take
kill 'em
them
all.
down
Yeah, right. I agree.
instead of taking down all the individual users?
Well, I think that if they're just arresting dealers, then all right. But if you're getting put in jail for a year, 2 years for having, let's say, 12 ounces of fucking marijuana.
Let's go with this way: 12 ounces of cocaine, because marijuana is a shifty thing at the moment. It's more loaded than if you were to say a different drug.
Well, I mean, but
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what drug it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what drug it is.
okay. So Ashley, I want to hear your stance on this.
So the thing is that I do not know everything about issue 1. However, I fucking voted against it because I knew it. Don't fucking smirk at me with that fucking little Peruvian puff pepper face, because I will knock you out today.
Because you didn't read it, but go ahead.
But it does. Okay, my point is, Carlo was. This is how it got brought up. Carlo and Ed were like, or Carlo was like, "Oh, that fucking issue got its ass beat." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Wait, what issue was that again?" Because there were so many that I had to look up in the car before I went in there. I didn't even vote on some of them. But anyways, he's like, "Oh, that's the one that's making like drug charges less of a felony and more of a misdemeanor." That's what he said. To drop.
No, I said.
Well, say it again. I can't remember the word.
What I said was felonies for like possession of drugs. Instead of them being felonies, they're misdemeanors.
I just said that.
No, you didn't. You said
No,
drug
that's
charges.
exactly what she said.
You
bro.
said drug charges. I'm talking about possession of
That's exactly what I said. My point is something is illegal for a reason. It doesn't matter if it's 12 ounces of this or 3 ounces of that. If you're not supposed to have something, you're not supposed to have it. Maybe that year and a half in jail for that stupid kid who's trying drugs or stole it from mommy and daddy's dresser will learn their fucking lesson in that.
But wait, I have a
Wow.
question for you.
I will shatter you on this one.
Ashley,
I don't give a fuck.
Ashley,
It
I
doesn't
have a
matter.
question for you. So, when it comes to never mind. I
Speeding.
forgot what it was.
Yeah, we're totally a comedy podcast, by the way.
Definitely a news debate podcast
Anyways,
more than
what?
anything.
I
I was just gonna say, putting like a 15-year-old kid into federal prison for a year and a half for possession of like heroin that he got from his
You're
buddy
going
in
to
gym
turn
class,
them
you're
into
gonna
a
turn him
criminal.
into a criminal,
Yeah, but you can't see
into a
the future.
hardened criminal.
You create career criminals because you send kids to prison because
in
of
their
those
prime
things.
molding
Then
ages.
why the fuck do they have drugs and stuff? That's the point. Where are the kids learning the shit to
So-
begin with? They were
Wait,
never in jail
hold-
to
hold-
learn how
hold
to
on,
do
hold
this
on, hold
stuff.
on.
No, they
So-
went to DARE in
so-
6th grade, and they learned all about the drugs.
Ashley, my question is, I just remembered what it was. So, do you think that marijuana should be considered a Schedule 1 drug like heroin?
No.
Okay, well, that's what they're going to jail for when they have marijuana on them.
But it's
Is
the
a
law,
Schedule
They
Ashley.
have it, but why do they?
But it's the law, Ashley.
Because they smoke weed.
Why are they smoking weed?
You've,
Because
you've never
Because everybody
smoked weed.
smokes weed.
But it's not legal. So if you get caught doing something illegal, whether it's speeding, I've had my fair share of tickets. I almost lost my fucking license because who cares? I rolled a couple fucking stop signs. It's still illegal, and I almost got my license taken away, and I almost had to do jail time.
But
for
Ashley,
it.
what I'm saying is,
What
should
I'm
Ashley
saying- if I'm-
should they be getting the same sentence as somebody who's dealing heroin if they're
That's
smoking
not what the
weed?
thing said, though. They're
No,
not.
that
the
is
problem-
what the thing said.
No, it doesn't say specific drugs. It doesn't.
Actually,
So-
talking about felonies.
Hold on.
Okay.
Stop. So, what issue 1 was it was the difference between drug possessors versus drug dealers. Issue 1 said nothing about people who deal drugs. It was all about possessors.
Right. So you bought it
So,
from a drug dealer.
Okay, so you have a problem.
Right.
So
bought it
whether
from a
whether it's a recreational or a life altering problem, heroin, stuff like that, right?
Still an illegal problem.
O-
Yes.
Okay, so as you just said, so is your speeding problem.
Right.
It's still an illegal problem.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
So, what you're telling me is that we should take you, if you have 2 speeding tickets, throw you in prison for 9 months, where the recidivism rate is much higher than somebody that's not going to go to jail for that. It's probably going to stop you from getting any kind of job that will better you because now you are a felon
But that's
for.
speeding versus drugs.
Okay,
Change that.
It's still
from
but
illegal.
speeding
it's
to drugs. It's still
wait,
illegal.
wait.
Change
It's
speeding
still
to
illegal.
weed.
You're
They're still different things.
You're-
Obviously, heroin is so much worse than weed. Cocaine is so much
But they're
worse
under the
than-
same schedule.
Exactly.
But-
Right.
They're-
Hold on.
they're-
They changed that and they were like, hey, felonies for weed forever, how much? It would be different.
Wait.
Say they make it legal in all these states, then guess what? It's legal.
But-
people still do illegal things when legal things happen.
Your main premise is that it is still illegal.
Right. But it's
Okay.
different illegal.
So,
But that's the point of the
Wait,
issue,
no,
is to
no,
make
no,
it a
no.
different type of
So-
issue.
No,
No.
that was the point of the bill.
that is
Yeah.
not
The whole point of the bill
it's
was to
not-
change the law so that it
make it
reflects.
less.
So that
For
it
certain
reflects
drugs.
that
But
it
it
re-
doesn't say the drugs.
no. It's
Yes,
so that
it did actually.
No, it didn't. Pull it up.
So Ashley, instead of
Pull it
getting
up.
a felony, you would get a
doesn't
misdemeanor.
say
You
the
would
different
you would
drugs.
still get a spot on your record, but you wouldn't get as much time. That's
Yeah,
what
but
it
so
is.
what? How would you make somebody stop doing that? So say we'll use the speeding thing. Say I get pulled over. They search my car for whatever reason. I have 12 ounces of weed on me. I'm pretty sure. I don't fucking do drugs, but I'm pretty sure in the legal states, that's a legal amount to have. I don't know if it is. I'm just making that up. But whatever the legal amount is, if they find that on me in Parma, Ohio, which we are from, guess who's getting a ticket and or jail time? Hello, me, white American right here. I'm still in trouble. It doesn't matter.
You know what they should do instead?
So
They should do what parents did when the kid stole a cookie out of the cookie jar, and the parents are like, you're going to have to eat all the cookies now. So when they pull you over, however much drugs you have, they're going, we're going to sit here and make
Watch
you
you
do
smoke
all of
it.
these
Yeah.
drugs, and then you're going to go home and think about what you did.
And then you're gonna
or
die.
or you're gonna OD. One of the two.
So what you're
problem.
Exactly.
What
Not too
you're
many people
telling
are going to
me-
want to buy all that crystal meth.
what you're telling me is
Got a half a
illegal
pound on you.
is
Take it.
different than illegal.
No, what I'm saying is you can't compare. Like the driving thing was a good example, as in like I did something stupid, but the end result after tickets was, in theory, I could lose my license and or go to jail.
But
But it has nothing to do with drugs. Issue 1 wasn't about driving. It's about drugs that are illegal anyway.
What I'm saying is, like, what you're saying is, what we're trying to do is change the law
to make it less of a punishment.
Exactly, just like
That's wrong.
speeding
Per
is.
the
Well,
drug.
just like
So,
speeding is.
hold
So
on.
if are you of the opinion that if you are speeding, because literally speeding, you can kill a child
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
crossing a street
Yeah.
to cross to get a ball.
That has
There's a
nothing to do with
reason
drugs.
why there's a 25-mile-an-hour limit in residential neighborhoods. It's because there are children there. They're going to cross the street unexpectedly,
it's a law.
25 miles an hour. You are less likely. You have more of an ability to stop before you hit that child.
Right.
Right. So,
If you don't buy drugs, though, you won't have to worry about jail time.
Actually,
at
I don't
all.
think.
but
you
if you
understand
don't
the
speed
concept of this.
at
What?
all,
That's
if
what
you
I'm
don't
trying to
speed
say,
at all,
like-
we don't need to have that speed limit.
in the end of it, it would lessen career criminals because if you get busted with 12 ounces of weed on you, you're not going to get a felony.
But if they
It
got
would
the
lessen
felony,
the
don't you
amount.
think they
Ashley,
learned that
Ashley, think
lesson?
about it this way.
How are you going to get a job when you have a felony?
Don't do the fucking drugs in the first place.
Don't speed in the first
So
place.
you're telling me, hold on.
But
So
speeding
you're
and
telling me
speeding
when
drugs
you
are different.
when you were
No,
16,
they're not.
if you
No,
would
they're
have
not.
if you were 16 and you tried weed for the first time and you got busted with it and you get a felony for it, and then you have that on your record, and then you try to get a job but you can't because you have a felony on your record.
you would never be able to get the job that you
Guess what you're
just
going to end
got.
up doing?
So, but then what I'm saying is, okay, say I agree with this for 2 seconds. So you're telling me that it's okay for whoever, a young kid, to buy a little bit of weed, smoke here and there. Oh, look, he's living out his dream. He's becoming a parent. Oh, he smokes a little bit of weed here and there. It's still illegal just because you don't get caught. So if he got caught, maybe he would never fucking do it again and he would learn his lesson.
Okay, so
and then he'd never
at-
be able to do anything.
So
else.
here's my thing is, but
It destroys his life.
You would still get a misdemeanor for it. That's
here's
what we're trying to say. You would still get a misdemeanor, but you wouldn't have a felony on your record.
Here's what we're saying is that you, as the habitual speeder, the first time you sped could have killed a 4-year-old.
Right, and I would have been in jail for the rest of my life. for
Okay,
killing
but
somebody.
you did not, even though that potential is there, and that's why that law is there. You don't speed in residential neighborhoods because of the risk
Yeah,
factors.
That's
I know, I
actually
get
a
what you're
legitimate
saying.
comparison.
Yeah,
I
Well,
like
that-
it.
well,
my
so
thing
that's what
is,
I'm saying.
I totally get what you're saying, but in the hierarchy of, are you going to get a tick? I understand. There's still fucking outcomes. I could still kill somebody for speeding. You can still kill somebody if you sell them the wrong dope.
Okay.
You can kill yourself if you fucking shoot up the fucking wrong way. Whatever.
Let's take
personal choice, you
alcohol. Let's take alcohol.
But it's different than drugs. That's what issue 1
No,
is
it's
about.
not.
No, alcohol is
Alcohol
a drug.
is definitely a drug.
But
so-
it's a legal drug.
It's legal,
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa,
it kills
whoa.
way more people than
Yes,
weed
it does.
understand that,
So, but that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying. Like,
I
so
agree with
on,
that.
if you go onto any military base, the limit of alcohol that you can have is 0.05. 99% of the places in the U.S. are 0.10. Some places are 0.8. But in military bases, it's 0.5. So I am well below the limit of the state. But on the base, I can get busted for a DUI. Because
You're a
if
professional.
anybody understands what drunk driving is, it's the fucking military. Okay? We're goddamn professionals at fucking up. Okay? So it's the same thing. The reason why it's so low in the military is because we understand that even at a 0.5, you are a danger.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
so what I'm saying is you have to rate things appropriately. If you get caught with a usable amount of like, here, this is what I am going to ingest.
Yeah, not sales wise.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is my thing with issue 1 was it had nothing to do with those with intent to distribute. It was all about the possession, the possessor, the user. There is no reason why you should take somebody that is having a good fucking time and not breaking any other laws. Like if you're high and you're driving, okay, you go to jail, but you go to jail because you're driving while you're high. It's not because you smoked some weed or you did a fucking line of coke. There's no reason to shit on people for personal choices until it impacts other people.
Right,
and
but
issue 1 was all about impacting other people. Go. I'll let you talk.
No, that's fine. I'm not going to say anything. I get where everybody's coming from, but what I'm saying is If we would fucking call the cops here right now to my house, I don't know fucking amounts, but you have a usable amount of coke.
Yeah.
You have a usable amount of weed, and I'm fucking shooting up a usable amount of fucking heroin. We're all going to jail.
But why? None of us have impacted anybody negatively
But
except
it's still
ourselves.
Illegal, right? But it's still illegal. So unless
And so is speeding.
So I wanna actually
Also, it doesn't
no
matter
actually no it does. Here, I want to say something. Think about it this way. Okay, so you get a ticket for speeding. Okay, that is what you would consider a misdemeanor. Think about it that way. It's not really a misdemeanor, but think about it that way. So
It's even less than a misdemeanor.
Yeah, it's
You get a
ticket-
fine.
You get a
I
fine.
get what you're saying.
For a ticket because you did not kill anybody, but at the same time you were breaking the law. Now think about it in the terms of you were speeding and now you have a felony and you're going to prison for 6 months.
But I broke the law, so I would deserve that.
But the punishment
speeding?
does
Does
not
not fit the crime.
The crime. That is what we're trying to change.
Ashley, if you agree with the punishment not fitting the crime, then you're okay with our justice system letting shit happen to people that it shouldn't be allowed
No,
to.
and that's what the fact of the matter is, I wish I never would have brought up the fucking
Hold on.
crime.
Do you think that people that people that use weed should go to jail for 6 months or more?
Well, don't even say weed.
Because
though.
that would be half the
Yeah,
damn
don't even-
population.
don't even say weed.
Just bring out. I think it's
drugs.
important to differentiate because
Because think about it. So I'm not going to say a name, but we have a friend who has an issue because he has something on his record.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because of stupid shit that he did when he was young. And now it's fucking up adult time.
Right, and I totally thought about this person even when I was thinking about all of this shit. I love him to death. It doesn't matter. He still does, him or her, what's their pronoun? I don't know. But the thing...
hey, girl.
But the thing is that him, she, it, they made that choice to do what he, she, it, they
Yeah, but
did.
what the bill was saying is that the punishment should fit the crime. And if you're doing something that isn't harming somebody, granted it could be harming yourself, but if it's not harming somebody else, why are you going to get a felony for it?
Smoking cigarettes.
What we're saying
That
is
harms-
yeah,
that harms you.
Yeah, that harms you.
And
what
that's
we're saying
completely legal.
is instead of you going to prison for 6 months, let's give you a slap on the wrist and a huge ass fine so you don't do it again.
And what happens
And-
if they do it again?
You know what?
Well,
Another slap
Then
on
you
the wrist?
get
But what I
a huge
realized-
ass fine.
But
And probably a misdemeanor.
So
The
what happens?
whole-
What happens if you keep speeding? They take your license away. You don't have no way to drive. But the punishment starts fitting the crime. Then
Yeah, but are you saying
So-
the 17th time that somebody's in possession, they're obviously getting
Actually,
for some
if-
reason, that it's going to be a slap
Wait,
on the wrist?
stop.
Throw them in jail. Maybe
Stop.
it's fucking fix
Hold
the
on.
problem.
more than one misdemeanor makes a felony.
Hold on. If you read the bill, the third offense lands you in jail. It's not the first one.
Throw me the thing. Hold up.
Yeah.
The guidelines.
Yeah, ask what the bill is.
So I remember reading that the third time lands you more serious, consequences,
Issues.
prison
That
time.
makes sense.
And
3
not to
strikes, you're
mention,
out.
so here's my thing: is like the bill itself, the way I read it, and obviously not the smartest motherfucker in the world. I could have read it wrong. I don't know. The bill, the way I read it, was like, okay, first time offenders, you're gonna get counseling and drug treatment. Hold on, Carlo, go ahead, interject.
Okay, so it says right here for issue 1, the initiative would have made the possession, obtainment, and use of drugs no more than a misdemeanor, with sentences not exceeding probation for a first or second offense. So that's what those little guidelines on the ballot, you're supposed to read the bill before, and then those little guidelines give you like a little snippet of what the bill is.
You know what you're voting on.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's right. No more than second offense, then it becomes a felony. After the second offense, it becomes a felony.
So we are taking this to where if you are a career fuck up,
You're still gonna go to jail.
Now you're going to prison. But for the one-off, kid that's 18 years old, experimented with a little bit of coke, you're gonna go to drug treatment, you're gonna go to rehab, or you're gonna get some form of counseling that has been proven to be far better than 6 months in prison
And
because
isn't
now
gonna fuck up your life.
you have a felony.
Prison
and
doesn't teach
at-
you not to do drugs.
No, you're more likely to get drugs in prison.
And you're more likely to
get
start selling
harder
them when you
drugs.
get out because you can't find a job.
Yeah. So like, and here's the thing: is like, it's overall. I don't. My wife voted no on it too because she's like, no, fuck that. You get what you deserve. Until we
You
actually
only deserve
talked
what-
about it.
Like, I get where, like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I still agree with myself, but
I think you don't want to be
I
wrong
get.
at the moment now. But
Well, no,
I think,
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I think
saying.
you
Like,
come
I
from-
think that, like, I understand where everybody's coming from. Like, I understand where everybody's coming from. It was wet, but
That's all you.
to me, and I'd probably spit on it or something. But
Carlo
like,
has
I
that
get
effect.
it. Like after like Angelo and Nick and everybody talked, I totally get it. Like, yeah, maybe that first person should fucking get a little warning first. However, until a guideline is fucking
Carlo
and Carlo and Carlo, because
fuck
literally
that
this is
guy.
how it happened. Carlo literally was like. Look at this fucking thing that failed. He's a stupid. People are so fucking stupid. You know why? Because we have too many fucking people in jail, and all these people shouldn't be in jail. Yes, he did. That's why we went over to Ed.
No, I could definitely
I
definitely
could
see
see
you
you
do that.
saying
I'm
that.
not gonna lie.
Because why else would I think?
No,
why else
but I
would
could
it
definitely see you
switch
having
like that?
a more
Our
animated
prisons are
reaction
full.
than
Our
what you're
prisons
having
are
right now.
full.
Well, I mean,
Our
they
prisons
are.
full, Ashley.
They are full.
They are.
I
Well,
understand
They're
that, but
they're
But
overloaded.
the problem is like instead of like saying, "Oh, these people don't deserve to go to jail," which I'm just talking about in general. Oh,
Okay.
let's cut them a slack. It's 97% filled. We can't have another 300 people going there. Why don't we fucking like eye for an eye, bitch? But that's another discussion.
Let me
build another prison. If all these people weren't doing illegal shit,
wait,
then...
hold on, wait. Let's
Billions of
But
Hold
we're
on.
talking about
Stop.
so much money.
Do you
let's
know
bring up a
how
point real quick. Hold
we
on.
have one of the highest imprisonment rates in the whole world.
We got a lot of people doing a lot of fucked up shit.
No, if you've been to other countries? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know why? Because I do eye for an eye there.
Let's-
In Peru, you fucking shoot somebody, you fucking getting shot, bruh.
Wild West.
So
That
you
is
would
definitely that's
so-
definitely not how it
So
works. in Peru,
you would
just so
rather
know.
you would rather get killed over doing something illegal than get a misdemeanor.
No, I'm saying that like I agree with what you guys are saying. The whole like slap on the wrist the first time. If we compare it to if you compare it to the driving thing, like I brought up, like a fucking idiot, it makes sense. You're gonna get a ticket. You're gonna get a.
Do you know why she said that? Because it just proved her point wrong.
Wait, can
No,
I bring
I'm
up a
saying
point?
that I agree, but I don't think that I'm 100% wrong either. It's still
I-
a problem. If you do something illegal, you should get in trouble.
No, I
In
don't.
trouble, yeah, but I think that the
I don't think-
punishment is way too big.
I don't think that you're wrong either. Like, I understand what you're saying. I agree. Here's the problem. We should have been having this debate 2 months ago.
Yes.
Right? Right? So, like, I mean, that's part of the problem because if
Nobody talks about this shit.
if the five of us would have sat down and been like, okay, so what's the issues? We would have started Googling it. We would have been proving each other wrong. No, bullshit on that, bullshit on this. And we all would have walked into those polls on that fucking Tuesday.
Smarty.
A hell of a lot informed. Whether, and I'm not saying whatever way it was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, whoever out of the
Instead of asking Siri.
out of the
I
group
didn't ask Siri.
out of the
Googled
group
it.
of friends, you know, whoever had the most cogent argument or whoever was able to
Prove their point.
eloquently, you know, say here's
blown down.
why you're wrong.
Siri, what should I vote on issue 1?
That's not what happened. I googled what's issue 1,
So
what's issue 7.
yeah,
Oh,
so
that's the school levy. I should vote for that so my property value stays
all right,
up.
look,
Which
let
it
me
failed.
hold on,
failed.
stop.
I heard.
Let's talk about that real quick. As being a parent with children in the school system here, I voted on it. I voted yes. It's the last time I'm going to do it because I'm going to tell you right now.
It's never gonna pass.
Mark my fucking words. No, it will pass eventually. Mark my fucking words. How much was it? $8 million that they were going for?
Something.
It would increase
I-
our yearly by like a. It would increase our yearly by like $100 a year.
Mark my words right now.
That $8 million would disappear.
No. They are magically going
Gonna
to
come up with
find that money.
Yeah. The
And
only thing
that's
that's happen
why-
is they're gonna cut sports teams and scare people.
That's why.
Art.
No. That's why I legitimately
In theater.
understand
Yeah, all
the
the-
older,
All the stuff
Fun stuff.
all the
the
stuff
older
that spurs
people,
creativity.
the older people in the area that are like, I'm not voting for this because every year when it gets shut down, they find the money. Every fucking year, they find the money. There's like last year, it was a fucking like a soccer mom that was like, oh, here's all that money that you wanted.
Fix it.
Where did this go? And nobody had an answer for it, yet it was there.
For our listeners, Parma actually was the winner of the
Most corrupt school
of the
district.
lottery. They were with the winner, so you know how like a certain amount of the a certain amount of the proceeds go into of the lottery goes to certain school districts and shit like that. So we were one of the winners. So we got a shit ton of money from it. They fucking lost it.
Were they at?
They actually lost it.
They lost them. They
No.
didn't know where, like in their books, they
Bullshit.
didn't know where they were was.
Well, that's what they
So-
said. They're like,
no,
where
no,
did the
no, no,
money
no.
go?
I got
Yeah.
a jacuzzi.
Hold on.
Got a hot tub in the
There's
back.
no way they lost it.
That guy just bought a
But,
Porsche.
but here's,
No,
they
here's
could not
what
find the
happened.
money, and then a soccer mom went through their books and went, "Oh, here it is."
It was a soccer mom that happened to have, if I remember the story correctly, happened to have an accounting degree that was able to backtrack and go, here's where this is, here's where the deposit was, and they followed it and they went, well, here's where your money went. What do you say about that? And they were like, oh,
You found it.
there it is.
Yeah, but
Nobody
but-
had any.
Not
nobody
to be
had any
conspiracy
answers.
theory. I'm not being
No,
conspiracy theory.
but
Like,
the thing is, Angelo, is Parma School District has had so many corrupt people in there. It's not even funny.
well, and that's why
The
people
big
aren't
fat guy a
voting
couple
yes.
years ago.
Yeah.
That's why people
They
aren't
cleared
voting
house.
yes on the levies.
it doesn't mean that there aren't people that are still corrupted.
Listen,
I wish
listen.
I was corrupt.
I
You
don't
can
know
be,
what kind of
for
levy
a
they
small
want.
price.
All I know is my daughter literally has a fucking laptop,
Right.
paid for by the school.
Well, they don't have
I
any
never had
money
no
though.
Fucking shit
We couldn't
like
even
that.
have books.
We
Wait,
have
do
computer
they?
labs.
Wait, do they get to keep them?
No, you
No,
turn
no,
them
you
back
don't get to
in.
keep it. But she, I mean, literally,
She can
for
do whatever she wants
the
on it.
school year, this is her laptop.
Well, yeah, when you go home, you have access to
Yeah,
stuff.
no, this she takes that laptop with her.
So
Everywhere
they
she
don't.
goes,
So they
she
don't
can
carry
use it
books
for-
anymore.
She can use it for personal stuff, obviously, school approved.
Do
But-
they? Do they still have books or what?
Yeah, they have books, but it's just one of those
Well,
things.
that's good.
They're trying to like make it more accessible for kids to like write papers and
Yeah, modern.
And-
Like she can look at like we don't get report cards home anymore. It's all online.
Well-
Like,
Oh, we're
we
saving
have to
the
pull
trees,
up the
that's
thing.
good.
Internet and
And-
computers are a
yeah.
necessity now more than a luxury.
So I
item.
understand where
bare necessity.
I understand
the-
where you know they're the technologies.
Play
are
the song,
changing and
Joe.
all that.
Don't play the song, Joe.
Aw, play
That's
the
Disney.
song.
They'll take you down.
Yes.
Hum
But the main thing is, I will probably never vote if they find whatever amount of money
They asked for.
that they ask for and they find it. I'll never vote for that levy again. And I have
you have
one
kids.
child that is in the school system. One child that is a
Starting soon.
year or so away from being in the school system.
They go to
Don't-
Parma?
Do not fuck with my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's
Bleep
that's
his last name
fucking-
Oh, sorry.
Joe, yeah, take my whole name out, please.
Ashley's really bad about
Yeah.
this whole.
No, I
podcast
did it
thing.
the other. No, but when you weren't there, I said your last name. I had to have.
Yeah,
Carl
I
first.
heard. I remember.
Yeah.
Dude, no, we
So-
literally had a moment where like I kept saying Angelo's last name over and
Yeah.
over,
Dude,
and Joe
I was-
just cut the whole part
Hey,
out.
listen, props to Joe for being a fucking savage and
I
The
really,
boss ass bitch.
dude,
absolutely listening to the podcast and editing it.
I
all.
really wish that he would have
You're
just.
so amazing, Joe.
I really wish that he
That's
would have
the
just
Lola.
beeped it out though, Angelo, because I think it would have been way funnier.
Yeah.
Going back
So-
to the issue one, if we looked at it like how we discipline our children, it'd be much
Yeah.
better. Because
Very much.
like when my kid goes and drums on the trash can, I say no, and I take him and I move him to the other side of the room.
In
When
that
he
same
goes
voice?
back, then I smack his hand.
gonna be- it's
and
gonna
move him
be-
to the other
yeah.
side of the room. When he goes back a third time, he goes into timeout for 5 minutes in his crib, and he cries his eyes out. When he comes out, he doesn't touch that trash can again.
So with you saying that,
His crib is
unfortunately,
actually a
that
cage.
bill failed.
Right.
But because a lot of people were misinformed about it, which sucks.
Is that a blow towards me?
No.
Fight me.
I think it's
Any-
sad that
But that bill-
failed
Yeah, me
because
too.
not because it wasn't written well, but because it was not advertised at all.
No,
they
not at
don't
all.
advertise bills and issues whatsoever
And my-
leading up to elections. They're just like a
Here
week
it
before.
is.
By the way, here's 55 commercials about these bills that you don't know
We don't
anything
even
about.
have TV. I have Netflix. But my thing is that I'm not a dumb person by any means. Fucking blow me, Tom.
I was gonna say, don't look at me.
Anyways.
I didn't say that.
But seriously, like, we've all done some type of college prep. We all went to school. We're all, sorry, I'm really aggravated again. We're all some type in a professional career where we're making money. We're not stupid. I'm talking about myself because I guess I'm the only one who voted no. But I am not dumb. I am not a stupid person. But fucking blow me, Angelo. I'm over it.
Dude, it was so great. I just did that 5 seconds ago.
Come on, babe. What? No. All right, sure. Whatever.
No, I'm saying that the point is that it's not our faults that a lot of
Yeah.
bills fail.
So
It's the
that-
fact that they don't tell us about the bills.
The bill failed by 70%.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the
instead
other
of-
That's
thing.
crazy.
Instead of the commercial just saying don't vote for issue 1 or vote for issue 1,
Say what the issue
say
is.
what it is.
Here's the thing: is like I don't know about you, but like, all right, every morning when I get up, I watch Fox News, right? And I'm not denigrating
Yucky.
that specific.
yucky.
I'm not denigrating that specific news organization, but the only commercials that I
Biased
ever
news.
heard was about, oh, they're going to make people that are trafficking opioids, which is the big keyword in
Ohio?
in Ohio, right?
magnet.
People that are trafficking
this is
opioids
just aluminum.
less, they're not going to be able to put them in jail, basically. That was the political ad that I heard.
Batteries that I just bought.
And like most political ads, I ignored it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, once you look at it, like, and there might have been something in there.
So
I don't
yes,
know.
so from what I understand about issue 1 is there was a bit of some people were afraid, and I can see why, that the issue might make it a little bit harder, not a lot harder, but it might make it a little bit harder to prosecute people that were trafficking drugs because of
But I'm sorry, if you're trafficking drugs, you're trafficking over a pound of
right,
drugs.
and that's
It's
where
not,
and that's
oh,
where
I
And
got
that-
12 ounces of fucking coke on me. I'm trafficking.
And at that point,
I think
then
maybe-
it's a different category
yeah,
of
but
crime.
I think maybe people.
Your
I mean,
trunk
maybe
is full of drugs.
maybe the law then the issue then failed because of the fact that the issue wasn't specific enough. Mm-hmm. So when it came to trafficking drugs, to holding them, like how much you have possession, how much do you have compared to how much.
got a pocket full
Well,
of cocaine
I mean, but
versus
let's
a
look at-
suitcase full of cocaine.
Yes.
Let's look at it this way.
A pocket full of cocaine is a lot of cocaine.
There's
Yes.
there
right.
are zero. All right, I'll say
Keep
zero
my nail filled all
to
day.
1% of
Ugh,
drug
God,
dealers
that's disgusting.
that are walking around with their stash. Right?
Yeah.
Can we just say how disgusting it is to snort coke off of your dirty ass fucking finger?
The one that you grow out specifically for cocaine.
It probably has like shit fucking particles
Yeah,
all
you
over
wiped,
it.
you wiped your ass with that.
First of
and
all,
now
I
you're
use
sniffing
I
it.
use the nail that I don't wipe my ass with.
Yeah.
So
So you're telling me you're gonna snort it with your non-dominant hand?
hell
Yeah,
yeah,
non-nailsniffer.com.
man.
Get the fuck out of here.
as you guys can tell, I don't do drugs.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I do want to see non-nailsniffer.com come up on Facebook now. But non-dominant nail sniffer.
That's
But
dirty.
No. Like, here's the thing: is like, no drug dealer walks around with a fucking pound of weed. You take what you need for the order that you're given.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand the concern there.
You
but
don't take the pizza
let's-
oven to the house when
Exactly.
somebody orders a pizza.
I mean, you might. That might be a good business idea. We should do that.
Let's just
That's why
put
we
it out
need to
there.
start
Like,
just looking at their cell phones.
people are like, oh my god, it's gonna make all these dealers more powerful. But like, bitch, we already have a fucking problem. It is
Yeah, we
illegal
already
have a
as
problem.
fuck.
Angela and I
And
are
we
trying
have
to take down a cartel in Bolivia right now.
Gigantic fucking problem with it. You know what? What's not gonna help is getting people that are experimenting and making them lifelong fucking
But
criminals.
you know what? Here's the
Right.
other issue. Even if they did harden up on like drug dealers and cartels and stuff, they always find a way around it.
Here's my thing.
It never changes.
Make
they
them all
always
legal.
find
All
a
of
way
them.
around
All the
it.
drugs.
Yeah, make
their
all of
power
them
away.
illegal. Just like guns when you go into those non-gun areas.
So, like, I don't agree with the libertarian thing of like, oh, it's personal choice. You make all drugs legal and blah 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 blah. I don't necessarily agree with that, right? But what I will tell you is, look, there's a difference between somebody that is trying, experimenting, or addicted to something versus somebody that is providing that.
Yeah.
Right. If you take somebody that is a heroin dealer and you give them the same 3-strike rule, not with misdemeanors and all that, like it is a felony, and then you go to jail, and then
You want to talk about
All
a
that
drug that should be
stuff.
illegal? Fucking cigarettes.
yeah, exactly. It's going to kill more people.
go
but
arrest those
because
motherfuckers.
it's-
Kills 500,000 people a
because-
year.
Hey, Darren just
Because it's legal.
yeah, Darren just posted this on the podcast ideas. When he talks dirty to you, I'm putting it up here. Hang on.
Does this fit into the conversation we're having right now?
Oh yeah, totally, man. When he talks dirty to you guys.
Yeah, you gonna take it? You gonna take that dick?
You gonna take that dick? You gonna take that?
Off a piece of my dick. Oh yeah, I'm fixing to fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you
Sorry, I needed to break the tension.
But what I'm saying is with
I'ma fix this
with
the
with
fuck
the
yeah.
cigarettes, that's one of the worst things that you could have for you, and you can buy it in any fucking gas
yeah,
station.
man.
Well,
but the
I-
thing about it is
Every gas station.
I think because it's illegal.
drugs. No. Drugs don't have a lobby that pours billions of dollars into it.
That's what I was saying by making
Well, I don't know about that.
Angelo.
I disagree.
If you
Angelo,
take the drug companies,
The cigarette.
pharmaceutical
I
companies.
was trying to make
totally
a
different.
goddamn transition to the e-cigs because I don't want to talk about this shit anymore.
Oh,
I was also trying to.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I was saying. I was going with that.
Don't say bullshit and expect me to pass by it.
What do you mean? I believe
You
that
said bullshit.
cigarette manufacturers have a big lobby that
they have the biggest
pour
lobby.
money into it to make it to make themselves more less vulnerable when it comes to loss.
So
Of course.
the Percocet people.
Yes,
and the Viagra people.
the
Hey,
drug
you
people
shut your
don't.
fucking mouth.
There's no
Angelo, Percocets
Hey,
aren't
hey,
illegal if you have a prescription for
There's
it.
no meth lobby. There's
Neither
there's now more one than there was before marijuana lobby, but there's no meth lobby. There's no cocaine one.
No, but prescription
but they're-
drugs are just as big of a problem
No, they
when it
are
comes to
more
illegal
of a
trading
problem.
and buying and selling.
And there's a huge lobby for them.
The
People-
prescription
To keep them on
drugs
the market.
is
Yes.
what causes people to go to these illegal
Yeah.
drugs. You have
Yes.
because you had
This doesn't sound like the e-cig
Especially
conversation.
Oxycontin.
because you had such a large amount of people,
Well, put it all up
or
in
a
your
large amount
vag.
of healthcare providers that were prescribing prescription drugs just like antibiotics for shit that it did not need to be fucking
Dude,
prescribed for. You have a legal trade that goes into
Angelo, when my mom had her open heart, do you know how many Vicodin they gave her for a month?
150.
I had
It
my,
was about a prescription for 100 for a month.
Oh, that's close.
I
wanted to
had-
say 350.
That's
I
still
had
insane.
my wisdom teeth taken out in core school, and I got 60 fucking Vicodin.
You guys
know how
are
many
lucky.
I took one.
They're
And I
they're
didn't
really
like it.
toning down on that.
Well,
now.
when I had my wisdom teeth out, I had 4 impacted teeth. I felt like literally shooting myself. I was in so much pain. All they gave me was oxycodone, which is a
that
strong
it?
Tylenol.
oxycodone is not a
Oxycodone's
strong
a huge opiate. What are you
No,
talking
no, that's
about?
Oxycontin. There's
No,
oxycodone,
Oxycodone mixed with Tylenol is Percocet.
but that's not what it was.
So oxycodone
I'm
is
sorry,
the-
it wasn't oxycodone. It was codeine.
Okay, codeine mixed with busphenicin is fucking hella fucking medicine.
I don't know what
That's-
that is.
that is-
All I took was codeine and
that's
it
like-
didn't do shit.
Oh no, that shit is fucking bullshit.
Decide Tylenol
It
with
is
codeine.
I'm
Codeine
just
is
saying, codeine
good.
didn't do shit for me.
to make you
But
sleepy.
I would have killed
and
to have
get
some
you addicted
Vicodin.
to meth.
I took one tab of the Vicodin, and then after that, because I walked around with a fucking chipmunk cheek and I just felt like a moron, I also took Motrin 8 after that. They both did the same for my pain, but I didn't feel like a fucking moron.
Dude, when
I
So-
had that Vicodin. We moved out of our house in 2017.
You know, I didn't know.
had that from 2006.
I didn't know I was friends with a prescription drug dealer until we stopped being friends with them. Yeah, we were friends with these 2 lesbians, and I would go over there and we would hang out, and they lived in the ghetto.
Hot or homely?
What?
Hot or homely lesbians?
Homely lesbians.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
never mind.
too bad.
We don't care about this anymore.
So we used to hang out, and I would come over and I would play with the butcher lesbian, who she was awesome, but she was the one that dealt drugs.
play.
You would play
air
with her?
quotes.
We would play Borderlands 2.
Okay.
Air
I thought
quotes.
you played house or doctor.
Definitely a lesbian.
We would play Borderlands 2 until 4 in the morning, and then Ashley and I would leave, and then I would go to work at like 7. So that was my life for like 3 months, and they were really cool until one of them stole money from Ashley, and we stopped being friends with them. But I didn't really know that she sold like Percocets and Noxy and shit like that. And like I used to wonder why like we'd be playing games, and then she'd be like, "Give me a minute, I gotta go outside," and then she would like do something, and then she'd go outside, and then she'd come back in. I'm like, well, that was weird, and then we would keep playing Borderlands like I was just fucking dumb. But yeah, she dealt
Dude,
drugs.
when I was in the 5th grade and I broke my wrist, 5th grade, mind you, my doctor prescribed me, I think it was about 40 Vicodin.
At 11 years old.
you know when I
And
was
That's the messed up
And my
part about
my mom gave me one of them, and I immediately looked at her the next day and I was like, I don't like those.
So, but that is, and like for the healthcare community, this is a very known problem. Is that people were being? Have you ever heard of Dilaudid?
Yeah.
Tom, Carlo, ever?
No, I have not.
Okay, so we'll
Since
say
we're an audio podcast and nobody answered.
well, yeah,
I answered.
Tom agreed.
I barely
So
heard you.
I said, yeah.
Yeah,
the-
but Tom didn't answer. He's too busy sucking on his metal dick.
the vast majority of people
It's circumcised.
Don't know what Dilaudid
No,
is.
it's wearing a condom.
And I didn't know what it was before I got into the healthcare community. But whenever we had patients that would come in and ask specifically for Dalala, I automatically knew, like, this is somebody that has been fucked by the healthcare system. Like, because I don't know, have you ever had morphine?
No.
Nope.
I haven't either. But I've seen people that have had morphine for the first time, and they are fucking lit. 1 milligram of Dilaudid is equal to 10 milligrams of morphine.
Well, they used to prescribe fentanyl in hospitals. They used to give
My
you those
dad was-
fentanyl
no,
lollipops.
stop. We still do. Fentanyl's a very good drug
If it's used properly.
for conscious sedation. Okay, like it's actually a very, very good drug. It's when you get people that are fucking.
I could do this though, seriously. I
It's
really
when you
could.
get people
We
that
all
are
could.
untrained on how to use it and they're using it recreationally instead of for sedation where it's supposed to be used. That's where you start to get fucking 16-year-olds that are dead.
It's the people that are prescribed to it
I
for
lowered it
way
a little
too
bit.
long.
Exactly. So this is where let's wrap up this issue one thing because I feel like we're on it and we need to talk about the vape thing. Basically,
we're gonna definitely talk about the vape thing on the next episode.
all right. Well, let's just wrap this up because it's fucking just aggravating me.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
The bottom line is we don't need to shit on people that are using. Like if you are a habitual user and you're not going to learn from your fucking lesson, yeah, okay, you need to spend some time.
I do think that they need to put a limit on that Narcan shit, though.
Well,
I do too.
No, well,
How do you put a price
so-
on someone's life?
no. So I agree with.
Unfortunately,
3
Somebody
strikes, you're
who is overdosed to the point of needing Narcan more than twice. I would
so
think they don't
as
really
a,
care either.
As a medic, as an EMT, I can tell you, I don't roll up to somebody that is unconscious and go, "How many times have you been Narcan?"
Right.
Now there are habitual users where you go, "Okay, fucking,
Well,
all right, we're going to
isn't the
Tim's
third
house
time I've
again.
seen you."
Tim is going to be fucking out." I
Well-
agree, but how do you tell Tim's parents?
I'm sorry. What do you? Yeah. What do you do? Right.
What I'm saying is
don't
the people
you
that
have
keep
an oath to protect and
Yeah.
save people whenever possible?
Yeah.
So if you have something that can save somebody, how are you going to say?
Well, but I
We're
also see what
paying for that shit.
see what Tom is saying. Like
You're complaining about us paying taxes for prisons, which I agree with that. But at the same point, you're paying for those people to keep getting brought back when they're just going to be back the next fucking day.
no. I see Tom's point of like, look,
I'm
if
not
I-
trying to be shitty about
No.
it, but
if I go to
can't
fucking
agree with you.
if I go to Dave's house and I Narcan him,
Yeah. Fuck Dave.
This Dave guy.
I don't know where
Keeps
I'm
coming
getting
around.
the Dave thing. That's just been my name of the day. I don't have anything.
Yeah,
I don't
Dave's a
know anything
fucking
about a
asshole,
specific
though,
he's
day.
getting
seriously.
married next year.
But it's just one of those things. Like I understand what you're saying. Like, and maybe you get a couple Narcans on the state. After that,
After that, you should at least have to pay for it.
yes, I agree. I agree with
They
that.
should
Like,
send you the bill
look,
after they help you.
Yeah, I'm gonna Narcan you. I'm gonna save your life. But guess what? You're getting the bill for it.
Just like we get ER bills
So I don't
when
know
we go
how,
in.
Yeah.
I, don't
I would
know
be
how
fine with that.
Yeah, and you know what? And I would even say upcharge them.
Yeah.
Upcharge them an extra 15% to pay for somebody else's Narcan.
You know the problem with that is
That's
though?
a good idea.
They don't have money.
They're not going to fucking pay it.
Well, I mean that's fine.
And
but,
then if that's the case,
but
They're
you know
going
what?
to
then
jail.
go to jail.
there are going to be those that you know what, and this is how I would always look at it is like I'm
Let
gonna
me get your final
Narcan.
thoughts, guys, as you're going
Yeah.
to that.
So I'm gonna Narcan this guy. He's gonna survive. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna turn around and fucking create the world's smallest fucking compact dildo that fucking gets women horny and fuck their husbands. Like, he's gonna do something great with his life because I was able to do this for him. The chances are very, very meek.
And then you're back 4 times a
But
week.
But you know what? You have to have that mentality. I'm going to walk into this where I'm going to fucking save this guy. He's going to cure cancer. And
I
then
think
if he doesn't, well,
when
he funds somebody else's fucking fuck ups.
When you take an oath to save somebody's life by any means possible, you have to use any means possible. That does not mean that you get to pick and choose who you save depending on how you feel about them or what you feel or like how they're affecting the community. Unfortunately, that's not your choice.
I agree with that. Then
it's
charge
And
not.
it is not our choice as people also to say, you know what, this person shouldn't be saved or this person should be saved.
Because at that point, then that's a punishment.
Yeah, we're not
My-
judge, jury, or executioner
I can
at all.
agree with that, but then if that's the case, charge them. Don't charge me.
My job is very specific, right? When I walk into a house, my job is specific. I am here to keep you alive.
Right.
Whatever happens after that, whatever bureaucracies or whatever taxes, whatever, my job
Yes.
is to keep you alive.
And let's not hinder the people that are doing that.
Because
Right.
that's a hard fucking thing to do.
And it's
hard
even
thing to
harder
do.
when it fails.
Yes. So, what are you guys' final thoughts on this?
On issue 1,
On anything.
or-
On anything we talked about today.
I think on issue 1, I think it should have passed.
I think it's sad that it didn't. I think that hopefully it comes up again in a different, like rewritten in a different way. It hopefully will.
On-
To appease everybody. I looked at a headline that said that issue 1 might be brought up again or might still pass either way. So that would be nice because it might go to like a federal or or a higher
An
tier.
appellate.
Yeah. So either way, I hope that we can change the way that we look at things because yes,
I didn't even get to finish.
the laws are broken in a way. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
On what we were just talking about, I do think that things should change with that because I mean, with the prison system, yes, we're getting taxed for that, and they're overcrowded. With the whole saving people that are ODing, I agree that we should save them because I'm not. It's just like how cops are hindered in their job 90% of the time because everybody's shining their phone in their face.
Yeah.
Even when they're just doing their job, so it's just one of those things. I don't want to hinder anybody doing their job, but at the same point, don't make me pay for your fuck up.
Agreed.
Right.
Let's differentiate. I think issue 1 differentiates between user and abuser.
Right.
Right. If I'm a user, that's one thing. And if I'm an abuser and I am making you into a user, that's a separate thing.
Yes. Totally.
I think get more strict on the people that are dealing, get less strict on the people that are using.
How
And
about
let's be honest, they're just going to work their way around it anyhow.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Nick?
How about you, Nick?
I think no matter what, whether we legalize things or keep things illegal, people are always going to find ways to break the law.
Yeah.
No matter what the laws are and no matter what people are allowed and not allowed to do. So no matter what we do, no matter how lax we become on certain types of drugs and, certain types of behaviors that people have, they're inherently going to want to do something that they're not allowed to do.
So let's make America great again and fuck the world.
No,
Nah, just kidding.
that's not what I said.
No, I'm just kidding. But okay, so we're at that point where I want to do the Reddit questions, and there's one that I thought was really funny, and it made me burst out laughing while you guys were talking about something serious. And it said, "Okay, Reddit, it's 2018. What category on Pornhub should exist by now?" And well, somebody wrote, and I was like, "Eh." And it said, "How about one where each video is verified that the performers were really into it and having a great time?" And I was like, "That's whatever. I don't give a fuck. You're getting paid lots of money to do this." But what made me fucking laugh was the comment underneath it that said, "Can we make a marker for each confirmed orgasm?" I think that's fucking hilarious.
You know what we should... Wait, are you...
Yeah, I'm asking you guys.
Okay. I think we should do the behind the scenes with the fluffers and the cameramen.
I think there are some of those. I don't know about
Are there?
Pornhub, but
I think I want to see what those fluffers have to go through, man. That's some shit.
Here, bring your vagina over here so I can powder it up.
Oh man! So here's another good one. Girls that look like they would be into you. Oh fuck!
The VR is on
Oh
its
my
way,
God,
so
dude. POV for life.
No,
POV
dude,
VR?
VR POV.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Where
honestly,
it's almost like a video game. It pauses when you pause, and
Like-
then it keeps going.
look.
Yeah.
I'm not of the best looking fella in the world. So I'm gonna tell you right now, like I know there's a certain like strata that I'm gonna get, right? It's anywhere between a 4 and an 8. Okay, I'm not the 9 or 10 kind of guy. Okay, I don't make that much money. I don't have that big of a dick. Okay, so I wouldn't mind that. Like, all right, some virtual reality broads that I could actually get. Like, because the VR porn is all like 10s. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
You know what I hate about the VR is like when it goes down and then like you see abs and you're like, I'm out of it. I'm like it's not me. It's not me. I don't have abs. I'm never gonna have abs.
Bro,
so.
that's what I'm saying. Like I want some VR. Like, all right, look, when I look down, like
I want to see a tiny penis.
I have a solid fucking 4-pack, okay? Like I'm cool with it. I'm not trying to shoot for that 6. Let's do the 4-pack. Let's do some slightly chunky broad, right? She's cute as fuck, big old titties. But look, there's no fucking 10s walking into this guy's life, and not to mention I really don't
I think
want
that the
them.
category should be dinosaur porn.
I mean,
Average Joe porn.
Dude,
exactly.
Speaking of
look,
yeah,
let's,
dude, that's
oh,
great.
dude, VR.
I think it's
bar
called
hoe
amateur.
porn.
It is called amateur, but that's a dangerous
No,
game.
no.
Yeah,
no,
dude.
'cause
you don't
You,
want-
you start getting into the hillbillies a little bit. And
Yeah, you got that incest
Yeah, no,
shit,
because
man.
amateur. Wait, what did you just?
He-
hold the
Can
fuck
we
up.
can we just say something
Stop.
real quick?
What did Nick just say?
I said that when you get into the amateur shit, there's like, it says like, Jessica fucking her stepbrother on dad's
you
table
say
while
that?
he
Well,
watches
That's not
TV.
really incest if they're step siblings.
No, but hang on.
Yeah, but then you got to wonder, man, they look alike.
Wait, they might be step siblings, but they all have the same
So
grandfather.
Right.
This is where the comedy podcast starts. Just saying. You say that, but I think I brought this up already. There's too much POV shit where it's like mom fucking kid. Rah, rah, rah. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
what
that
the fuck?
fucking
You know what-
bugs
you
me,
know what I-
man.
you know
Like,
what I
come
do for
Or
on.
those-
mom teaches daughter how to
You-
fuck
yeah.
a good dick.
You know what I do for those? I just turn the volume down so I
All right.
don't have to hear him say all that shit about.
Hold on.
You're like, oh, that
Stop.
dog's hot. Let me
Let's
just lower
just-
the volume.
I'm like, I don't want to hear you say, "Come here, son." No.
Let's just-
volume down. I'll just look at you.
Let's just pause for a second though, because it's not reality, right?
Right.
So
Right.
like, let's just go. You are 22-year-old Tom. You have
So 4 years ago,
okay, yeah, whatever.
Fuck you, Tom.
not
That's what he's
shitty
saying.
like you.
You have girlfriend that is a 10.
Okay.
You have stepmom that is a 10.
Okay.
You're not fucking them both.
If it's my stepmom, yeah, but I'm
No,
talking
no,
about.
not her, not your stepmom. Her stepmom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so let's take it a step further. You have 10 girlfriend, 9 girlfriend sister. You're not fucking them both?
Oh no, I am.
Exactly. So I understand the lore of it.
But the
But
thing
You
is,
want
but look,
to, but it's
the
it's
videos
still-
that are weird is when she's like, "Come here, son," and you're like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
volume down because you're still good looking, and I'm gonna watch this video, but I don't want you calling me your son.
and then you go like, let me hear that moan, and you're like, wait, no, don't say son again. Fuck, bitch.
At least Tom's being real, and he's like, "Look, this is still good to watch. I don't want the narration. Like, no, I'm always like, look, dude, fucking, I would. One of my fucking biggest dreams is to fuck sisters. At the same time, I would love that. It's
Like-
kind of incestuous. It's kind of fucking gross.
It's
But
more
how many
incestuous if
fucking-
it's like a sister brother.
Like, dude,
situation.
if I had it,
then you're just
Wait,
this-
wait. How is it any less incestuous between sister brother or sister?
because sister's just a
Was a
gross man
great
fantasy.
TV show.
What?
dude. All right, so here's the thing. When I was younger, if I would have had like a hot stepsister and she wanted to fuck me, I probably would have.
I love it. I
it's
love
your
that you would admit
stepsister.
that. I would too. I don't
It's
give
your
a fuck.
stepsister. You're not actually fucking related.
But that was my point, was when Carlos said the amateur porn. I was like, that's when it's dangerous, because you don't actually know at that point.
Yeah,
When
they're
it's just
probably like
homemade
actual
shit.
brother and sister.
That's
and
what
they're
I
just,
mean.
like,
Well,
and
banging
here's the
it
thing,
out.
is like
shit.
you look at that shit and you look at the while you're scrolling through Pornhub, you're looking at it's like, oh, hot mom buck son. You're like, ain't nobody have a hot fucking mom. Get out of here. You might have a hot stepmom.
It's like
You might have a hot stepmom,
But, dude,
you never have a hot mom.
it's like 90% of the videos. No, dude, I used to have a friend that had a pretty hot mom when I was in
90% of the
school.
video. Yeah, it's kind of annoying now.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
guarantee
you're going through, and you're just like, son fucks mom, son fucks
You know,
stepsister.
But
with
here's
mom.
the
And you're
thing:
like,
is
what the
I
fuck?
guarantee you saw his mom as like, oh, she's hot. I guarantee that guy did not see his mom as hot.
Well, no, it's
He's like,
because
yeah,
it was
no,
his
oh.
actual
So-
mom.
Exactly, and he saw her taking a shit. Like it's like
What?
So what? No, what?
What did your mom do to you?
I never watched my mom take a shit.
Wait, hold on. You never walk past the bathroom and your mom's just dropping a douche. You're like, what the fuck? Close the goddamn door.
No, my
My
mom's
mom
not a
always closed
hillbilly.
the
But,
door.
but no,
Weird
hang on.
childhood.
Then we can also go back to the fact that Joe has told even on the podcast
The fart porn?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
said
with
he
his-
said
About his mom.
His mom has walked into like his room.
And
Butt
talked-
ass naked,
and
just to
had
say
a
something to him like,
conversation
"Hey,
with him.
Joe, there's this thing," and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Please go cover yourself. What is wrong with you?"
Yep.
Like,
He has said that on many
yes.
occasions.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So like, look, every family has a weird dynamic. Obviously, I just found out it's not it is uncommon for your mom to take a shit with the door open. and like granted there was like a partition you couldn't like it was just like you only
Yeah,
saw from like
I
neck
got you.
up.
I got you.
But like even my wife was like your mom's taking a shit with the door open. I'm like I know and I want to kill myself right now because you're here and you're seeing a glimpse of my childhood.
So, but you going back to the Pornhub stuff.
You guys
So
never
I'm
had
the-
that happen on Christmas when all the family's over and your mom's yelling out of the bathroom, "Hey,
I'm out
can
of
you bring me
toilet
some
paper."
toilet paper,
Yeah.
God damn it!"
It's baby
So-
wipes, but whatever.
I'm the kind of person
Or fancy.
that as I'm scrolling through documentaries, I find what I'm looking for. I'm not like, oh yeah, right now I need to look for like this like threesome with like dudes like stripped to the wall and like chicks like flying like I'm not that person. I find what I'm looking for
That's some
through
weird
those
porn,
feeds.
man.
I had to describe something.
You're not genre specific?
No,
I am.
I look through. I'm like
I'm
I-
mostly a
to
POV
me-
guy.
To me, well, I will. I guess then I am.
POVs have
genre-specific.
ruined my porn
Me too.
career because I'm
Because
just like
I don't-
like I watch a regular porno, I'm like, I don't want to see that dude.
Oh,
Like-
hey,
I saw that dude last time.
Like I have like
But
I have phases that I go through.
these new trends with like the incest porn are fucking with my shit, man. I spend.
I'm telling
usually
you, just turn down the volume. It's perfectly fine.
You know what? You know what's
Sounds
really
like I
fucked
know
up
they're
about
not
it, though.
related.
You know what's really fucked up about it is that there's like this weird sudden influx of that type of porn. That means that there's a demand for it.
Yeah.
Which means that there are millions of dudes out there that have those fantasies. Like,
yeah.
if only I
wouldn't
could
wanna-
have sex with my sister,
You-
but I couldn't do it.
You wouldn't want to fuck your stepmom if she was hot.
My stepmom was definitely not
If she
hot.
was hot.
But that's not actually incest.
I know, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Most of them say stepmom, stepsister. I'm just
But-
saying
so,
I would do it.
Here's the thing: is like the funny thing about it is like maybe I'm weird because I'm like I have different moods. I'm like, all right, sometimes
I do want to fuck my sister.
I want.
But
I
that's
want
what
to
I'm
watch.
talking about.
I want to watch some black girls.
To me-
Sometimes I want to watch an Asian broad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
but to me,
like-
I don't find what I'm looking for until I find it.
They had
yeah,
the
yeah,
category
yeah.
page
Like-
on
like,
porn.
I don't do categories. I just scroll through the feeds. And
Exactly.
I'm like, ooh, this broad's
Yes.
okay.
Like sometimes I
click it.
just look up big butt.
You got to start researching the
See
porn
what
star
happens.
names.
I
That's how
very
you-
rarely type anything into it. I'm like, I'm gonna scroll in the whatever is
You know,
on
I'm
the
speaking
front
very
page.
loudly, and my wife's upstairs, so that's
Le-
great.
legitimately.
She knows you watch porn.
Okay, look,
Yeah, I don't want to
legitimately.
deal with that though.
The one day we were joking around about
Poor
his
fella.
brother finally like starting to look at that stuff because he's getting to that age,
Boobs.
and he's like,
That's
he's
what
like,
he was
I go on Google and I see that my brother's looking up like boobies and stuff, and like that's legitimately how I find porn. Like I look up porn like a 12-year-old. I'm like
You
big
Google
ass,
boobies?
big ass POV, and then like you just see like a big butt, and you're like, yeah, that worked. Like,
Yeah. So I literally like scroll through and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like ball gag midget fuck. Okay. let's see if this. Oh, got a rise out of me. How far is this gonna go?
Petite woman though. They're nice.
I'm a fan of the blonde lesbian threesomes myself.
I'm about to show you a video. Anyway.
All girl threesome.
Oh yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
blonde lesbian
totally
threesomes are the way to go, man.
Yeah.
They'll.
But
like
you know
every
what? I
orifice.
gotta be in a
Dude,
certain
three-way
mood.
POVs are pretty sweet.
Because sometimes I want to watch two black girls fucking a white guy, and I'm like, that turns me on at the moment. Sometimes
Dude,
I want to watch
change all
two
the
white
time.
girls fucking a black guy. Sometimes I want to watch a fucking midget slamming a fat girl.
I never want to watch a midget slam a
Is
fat
she
girl.
running head on? Like full speed?
No. It starts with a car crash, and they're like, you want to exchange insurance information and sperm. Like, I get real weird with my porn.
I've
It's all
never
good.
been turned
Dude.
on by midget fat chick porn.
All right,
myself.
whatever. Fucking think for yourself. For
So, were
Don't
you
judge
pulling
me.
something up to
Oh,
talk
I'm
about
not.
on the podcast?
Yeah, 'cause
or
we gotta end
am I
this
ending this
episode.
episode?
I mean,
because we're at 74 hours and 3 minutes right now.
it's
hour 10.
it's a porno video, but it's funny as shit.
Wait,
Is it the
What is it?
fucking T-Rex one?
No.
oh my god,
We're
Tell me
talking
that
about
thing wasn't
midgets. I'll
amazing.
put-
Tell me
Hold
that
on.
thing wasn't amazing. The T-Rex porn.
Goddamn commercials! I don't give a shit about your stupid fuck
Oh
game.
my god, is anybody
The
else?
metal guitars.
All right,
that's
hold
the
on,
best.
stop. Is anybody else just fucking pissed off
All right,
about the goddamn
Hold on.
Pornhub with Stormy Daniels?
hold on. Are you
What are
ready?
you talking about?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is it not?
we're watching.
You
something.
failed so bad.
Man, Tom's playing pornography on his phone.
Dude, where else
But
would I
he
play
can't
it?
even do it
He's also
correctly.
done an incognito window by the looks of it. He doesn't want to.
Well,
Of
yeah,
course,
I
you don't want to save that history.
Who the
You don't need those
fuck
cookies.
doesn't use incognito?
I know.
If you're not
Google-
using
Google-
incognito,
Ever since you told me
whoever-
about it, I only use it.
and I literally think incognito is where like Google gets
Look,
the
look, shut up.
majority of
Watch.
its like.
Watch.
No,
Information.
okay, so
You gotta put
we
it by the-
see oh my god.
What?
Okay, so what we just saw was a suitcase. And a
Oh,
guy
that's
opens
Bridget the
suit-
midget.
She's kind of hot. For a midget.
Guy with a suitcase.
That's Bridget the
and then
midget.
he pulled her out of a suitcase, and now they're having sex.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
Crazy.
have you never seen Bridget the midget before?
No, I have, but it's just like
I had
All right,
never
I'm
seen.
just
Bridget.
She's
glad
kinda
that
hot
I'm not
for a
the only
midget.
one that
Dude,
knows
never
her
seen
name.
Bridget.
it was
Midget.
just it was just like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like I was scrolling through one day and I'm like, the fuck is this? Why is this dude carrying a suitcase?
like,
And I
this
clicked
might
on
turn
it
me on.
and he throws it on the bed. Like he walks into the room. I can't find the full video, but he walks into the room and he like throws the fucking suitcase on the bed and he unzips it and she just comes out. And they
So-
start doing it.
Tom likes businessman suitcase midget
Right.
porn. Okay,
And I think
got it.
and I think with that I want to say thank you very much for joining the Designated Drinkers podcast. My name is Carlo.
Angelo.
Nick.
Tom,
We are the Designated Drinkers.
keep on drinking.
Hey guys, if you have any comments at all about any of the stuff we talked about, please let us know in the comments down below, and give us a like on Facebook and Twitter and all those places, and email us or whatever if you want to really talk to us. We love talking to you guys, and we'll definitely talk about your questions or whatever on episodes. All right, keep on drinking, guys.
They love to party. They want to twist and shout. I've got 6 friends in the fridge to help me out.
This has been a Fat Lowell's Radio production. To hear more shows like this, go to soundcloud.com/FatLowellsRadio.